Well, the 65-year-old Queens man who claims he shot and killed a mugger in self-defense will be back in court today. Meanwhile, the search continues for a gunman who opened fire inside a restaurant in Astoria.
Crime and public safety once again at the top of the agenda today as we welcome back the Queens Borough President Donovan Richards to the studio. So good morning. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning, Dan and Hazel.
There's a lot going on. We'll talk about some of the lighter stuff towards the end, but there have been several shootings over the last few weeks in Queens, right? We're entering the summer months where we often see the number of violent incidents go up with the warmer months, right? Any update on the investigation into 16-year-old Claudia Kate, who was laid to rest on Friday after being shot last
Well,
month?
the NYPD did release a sketch of, I believe, 3 individuals, and we hope they're brought to justice. You know, I spoke to the family just last week, and it's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
So we hope that the community steps up, more importantly. There are people out there who know who committed this crime, and I hope that they stand up for their friend and get that information out to the police.
Yeah, so heartbreaking because she was so very young.
Yeah.
But over the weekend, there was that shooting in the Bangladeshi restaurant. Any update on that case?
It's still an ongoing investigation, but this seemed to be the second incident in a few weeks at that particular restaurant.
You think they're targeted?
I believe this was a targeted. I'm not the NYPD, I'm not a detective, but on face value, it seems like this was a targeted incident.
Okay, so this brings us to the case involving Charles Foner, who fatally shot a mugger with an illegal gun, right? And then upon further investigation, they found that he really had this arsenal of weapons inside of his own home. You know, what message, I guess, do you as the borough president want to send to Queens residents who feel like Charles, right? That many of them were coming out and saying, we do want to arm ourselves, we want to feel protected because of what's happening.
Well, we just have to be careful. You know, I believe this incident occurred 2 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. So really just being vigilant as much as possible. This is an unfortunate incident, unfortunately, where he felt targeted and had a legal weapon, I believe, on him, according to the district attorney.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but we don't want vigilante justice in our city either. So we just all have to be cautious. And this is why we're doing a lot of work on the economy of Queens. You know, we have seen a steep drop in shootings in South Queens and murders in South Queens as well, and we're doing a lot of work in the north as well as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, what more can be done, though, to boost safety, to make your constituents feel safer?
Well, dealing with crime, you have to deal with it holistically. So ensuring that more job creation is happening, affordable housing is being built across the borough. This pandemic, when you think about mental health and how it's impacted our borough and the city, we now have offered a $2 million free mental health initiative out of our office. So we have to look at crime holistically, but more importantly, these guns are not being built out of Southeast Queens. They're coming in from down south.
All right. Let's move on from crime and public safety to other topics that are happening in your borough. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of excitement around what's happening over at Citi Field, not because the Mets are doing pretty well, but there's plans for a casino, right? It hit a little bit of a roadblock over the weekend. Can you kind of explain this and what exactly is playing out there?
Well, I think there still has to be a lot of conversation around community input, and I respect State Senator Jessica Ramos. But I do believe that the plan is a good plan, and it's not just about the casino. It's about the hotels that are going to come in. It's also about the music entertainment center that Steve Cohen has pitched. So really ensuring, as we talk about crime, how do we scale the economy up in this part of Queens, which was hit extremely hard.
But
so
is there the infrastructure, right? Just taking a look at roads, right, that are already jam-packed, specifically around the area of Citi Field. Is the infrastructure there to support more coming in?
I mean, well, that's a conversation for the state and the city. And Steve Cohen, as you know, likes to spend money. So I was in to see the proposed plan a few weeks ago by his administration. And I could tell you, this is a great plan that he's willing to invest in. And it would be a home run, although it's outside of the Mets for the borough. So we certainly would support it, just as we've seen progress with Resorts World that's brought in thousands of good jobs. If you scrub a toilet at Resorts World, it's a union job. So we want to see responsible growth in that part of Queens as well.
I think a lot of people, though, that live in Queens would like to see more invested in affordable housing. We were talking about the Rent Guidelines Board and all the meetings that are going on. One will be happening in Queens. Will you be attending
my administration will certainly be present at the Rent Guidelines Board hearing as we were for the preliminary one. And I'll also say there have been some bright spots for Queens. Over 12,000 units of affordable housing were created in Queens, which was more than half of the units produced in the city last year. We have Willets Point coming online, which is going to produce another 2,500 units. Innovation Queens coming online, which is another 2,000 units. So we do have some promising projects. And then the prospects of downtown Jamaica being rezoned, and then the continuation of growth in the Rockaways with over 10,000 units coming online there. So we're not out of the woods by any means, especially with the asylum crisis that we face.
Of course.
But we are going to build in Queens. We're not going to talk our way out of this.
Yeah, and the mayor is saying, hey, Albany, we need your help to kind of create more affordable housing. He says, we have our plans out here in the city in the 5 boroughs, but we need Albany to kind of step in and help as well. Any reaction to that?
Oh, I absolutely agree with the mayor. You know, 421A has been controversial, and rightly so, because it was a tax incentive that developers used that did not really enable us to build deep affordable housing. So the state needs to go back, look at that again, look at good cause, look at all of these different things we can use in the toolbox to really preserve affordability, but also build it. And every day counts and every minute counts, so we have to move with a sense of urgency.
That's important, and there's also this, there's the Queen's Pride that happened this past weekend. You were in attendance, and then Hazel and I were very interested in the story because we've been following it very closely, and I really wanted to get your perspective and your take on this one because a lot lays in the line with what you're saying, with what you're going to say here. Where is the best empanada?
Well, Queen's Chamber just did what, Empanada?
Yeah,
Empanadas
so
Cafe.
it was.
But you could find a good
Cafe.
empanada everywhere in Queens. Go to Corona Plaza, and you're gonna find some great empanadas there as well. I'm eating my way through the borough, by the way. It's hard. It's hard to keep this button jacket on, jacket button some days, but I've been working on it.
But you're not playing favorites.
I'm not playing favorites. I want you to spend your money in every small business or street vendor in Queens County.
Queens Borough President Donovan Richards, always great to have you here. Thanks so much for taking the time.